Hey, what's up guys? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong from Hiya Toys. But before we get started, if you haven't yet already done so, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another awesome review. Now, Hiya Toys was actually something that I've been looking into for a little while because, as some of you might know, I did a review on the SH Monsters version of Godzilla, Kong, as well as Mechagodzilla from the movie Godzilla vs. Kong. But, of course, I'm sure a lot of you know SH Monsters are quite expensive. And when I actually took a look at those figures, they were okay. They were mediocre. For the price that you're paying, I really didn't think that they were that good. Mechagodzilla was okay. He's probably the best out of the three because he actually had some die-cast parts. But Godzilla just looked too skinny. He didn't really look bulky enough, and Kong just looked too small. So with that being said, there's been a lot of hype around Hiya Toys, especially with the newly released King Ghidorah from Godzilla King of the Monsters, and a lot of people are just saying these guys are really, really good in terms of their design, in terms of their overall aesthetics and the paint and everything, the detailing. The only thing that seemed to be lacking compared to the monster arts is just the articulation, which, again, I'll just take a quick look throughout this video and see how everything compares, and hopefully I'll give you guys a better idea by the end of the video. So, taking a look at the box, we see it's a very, very nicely colored box, just like how the whole movie poster, everything in the movie was kind of depicted. We do have a nice kind of blue outline with more orangish yellow in the middle. Godzilla vs. Kong up here, we do see it's part of the Exquisite Basic line. We do see Kong on the bottom, Monsterverse, and here we have Kong in the middle, getting ready to beat his chest and beat up Godzilla. On the bottom here, we do see Hiya Toys. On the top, we see Kong on this side, and Godzilla over here. At the top, Godzilla vs. Kong, Exquisite Basic. On the bottom, same thing. On this side, we do see Kong throwing down a pose, Legendary Monsterverse Toho. And on the other side, we see Kong with his axe, as well as same thing, Godzilla Monsterverse and Toho. And on the back, there's actually not much to see compared to your typical SH Monster Arts. We do see kind of just a little bit about the company, some links here, as well as Kong, again, beating his chest and just screaming. And at the top, we see the two big guys again. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Not much to see, and we're going to crack it open and see what he has to offer. Alright, and here we have Kong, the eighth wonder of the world, out of the packaging and in a quadruped kind of pose right here. Now, as you can see, this is not the greatest quadruped pose. This is actually the best I was able to do with this guy, which kind of speaks about the articulation of him. But with that out of the way, let's just take a look at how this figure actually looks. So let's straighten him out first and get the arms down or as low as we can, and head down as well. So I did end up switching his hands out as well. These are kind of the gorilla kind of walking hands, so he's kind of on his knuckles there. But as you can see here, the detailing on this guy is actually really, really good. There's nothing much that I could say that's bad about this guy at all. You get this nice kind of dry brushing all throughout the body, very, very nice fur texture. It just looks fantastic. He looks really, really good. And you see this big scratch kind of across his chest, which actually I thought Godzilla gave him this. But looking at the Kong Skull Island promo photos, actually he had this on his chest already, so I'm guessing this was from like a skull crawler back in the day. And even that head, just really nice detailing. Love how the eyes are just nicely painted, very nicely detailed. The nose as well, kind of on the back. There's a bit of a bump there, kind of this, it's almost like the step here, but again, not the end of the world. And on the bottom here, on the feet, you see nicely painted feet as well. Just love the overall detailing on this guy. Now, with that being said, that's pretty much it for the pros of this guy. He does come with some nice accessories as well, which are still nicely detailed. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I will say this guy is almost like a glorified NECA figure. His articulation's really So, first things first, neck is on a ball joint, so that's actually not too bad there. There's a ball joint going up into the head, ball joint going down into the neck. Now, shoulders, there's no butterfly joint. Basically, this is all you get. You can come out up to around 90, and this is as low as you're getting it. You're not really getting it any lower. You can swivel this up. From what I've been able to try to move it, it doesn't actually go all the way around. It's pretty much stuck right here, so you're just gonna have to rotate it all the way back. And in terms of biceps rotation, we do have that there, which is really nice. A double bend at the elbow, which gets you to about there, but again, it doesn't really straighten all the way out either. That's as straight as you'll get it. We do have a ball joint for the wrist. Torso here, we get a bit of rotation. It is a ball joint. It can go forward about there, which is barely anything, and back to about there, which is, I mean, okay, but it's still not enough to really get him into that quadruped position. Legs are on ball joints. We can go all the way there. Again, hard to really go all the way around. There is a rotation in the thigh there. A double bend at the knee, but it's extremely tight. That's as best as you can get. And in terms of straightening it out, that's as best as you can get. They are on ratchets, so that's nice. And of course, a ball joint for the feet. And that's pretty much it for the articulation. Like I said, the articulation is extremely limited in this guy. So basically, comparing this to the figure, or the monster art, sorry, this guy makes up for it in terms of detailing, but then severely lacks in terms of articulation. So let's get this guy to stand with his weird hands, if he can stand properly. Move him off to the back here. Let's take a look at some of the accessories that this guy actually comes with. Here we have an angry Kong face. You can see the nice dirty teeth there. Very nicely detailed. And again, like I said, love the detailing on this figure. Here we have him screaming. And again, just look at all the details and the cavities in his mouth. It's really, really pretty. I know that sounds ironic, but again, up in this palette there, very, very nice. Just looks really angry. Love the eyes. Here we have a pair of relaxed hands, and these are actually the hands that came with him in the packaging. Now, something I do want to mention with both the hands as well as the head is that these sockets are extremely hard to put into those ball joints. It's almost like a workout. I feel like I bruised my hand trying to do it. So what I would recommend you guys do if you are trying to swap out the hands and stuff is really just take a heat gun or a hair dryer and just warm up the sockets there before you actually put it in. That way you'll save yourself a lot of pain and potentially even broken parts. So yeah. Here we have two fists. And love the detailing and the dry brush. And finally, here we have kind of gripping hands. Again, I love the dry brush. And the gripping hands are, of course, for his axe, which I have here. So this is his axe. Very, very nicely detailed. Again, we do see kind of the texture here on the wrap and even on the Godzilla scale. Love the paint job that's on this. And the bone, I believe this is a femur. In terms of human anatomy, this resembles a femur. You get the two condyles at the end. It's a little pointy here, so I'm not sure how this goes. Again, this could be a Godzilla bone, so obviously their anatomy is much different. But yeah, love the detailing on the scale here. It does look better, in my opinion, than the Monster Arts version. The Monster Arts versions had this kind of metallic blue paint all throughout, which, I mean, is good, but again, doesn't really pick out the details as well as this one, so... yeah, and it does come apart. We just pop this open right here, and we would take a hand, either one of these hands, feed it through here, and then make sure this goes in the other way. Let's pop that in, and here we have Kong holding the axe. So yeah, that's it for the accessories. Now for a quick comparison. Here we have him next to the Dragon Ball Super Gohan, Ultimate Gohan. You can see it's about the same size. So again, I don't have the Monster Arts Kong handy right now. He is packed away in storage. But the Monster Arts Kong, I believe, was slightly smaller than this guy. The detailing, again, not as great as him, but the articulation more than makes up for it. So it's either one or the other. You can't have your cake or eat it too. You either have a really detailed figure with horrible articulation, or you have a mediocre looking figure with excellent articulation. It's one or the other. You can't have both. So that's it for comparisons. So, final thoughts on the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. I think this is an excellent shelf piece if you're just going to have him in a static pose and posed on your shelf. But if you are trying to kind of fiddle around with this guy to get him into these different poses and kind of play around with him even, he's definitely not your guy. The SH Monsters version would be a better choice in that sense. But again, just for display, I would say go for this because the detailing just looks really, really good. Now, with that being out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. And until next time, guys, take care.